crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap. Oh, I'm sorry, it's just, I've been playing Stardew Valley. It's an indie game that came out recently and it's captivating hundreds of thousands of people. Within a week of its release, I put over 40 hours into it. I haven't been this entranced by a game in a long time. The only similar game I've played in the past was Harvest Moon, and I've only ever really played the Super Nintendo one of that, so I wouldn't really consider myself a fan of this genre of game. But, as I've said before in the past, I do like capitalism. The game begins with creating a character, either male or female, and I'm ready for my new, happy, upbeat farm life adventure. And the story begins with Grandpa dying, right as he hands me an envelope. I hope it's my inheritance for this sweet cutlass. I'm working at my stupid corporate job at Joja, which is so soul-sucking that someone even died here, and he hasn't been fired yet. The letter turns out to be a deed to Grandpa's old farm in Stardew Valley. And off I go to the countryside. And naturally, it's a pile of garbage. Thanks, Grandpa! Dad got you good, sucker! You can see how this game is fundamentally a spiritual successor to Harvest Moon, almost as if the developer recreated Harvest Moon with all the things he wished the game had. It's all about clearing out the farm, making it look nice, planting crops, and making a profit. Being all about the aesthetics, I absolutely hate how butt ugly my farm is. I can only do so much of a facelift since I only have so much energy every day. And the only crop I have is a small patch of parsnips, which takes all of a minute to tend to. Nature is boring. There's no video games. What am I supposed to do all day? Well, it turns out, a lot. You can go into town every day and befriend the townsfolk by talking to them and giving them gifts. They all have their own schedules they adhere to every day of the week. There's the shop owners, a blacksmith, a museum curator, a wizard, and some normal people too. Much like Harvest Moon or even Animal Crossing, a lot of this game is getting to know these people and forming friendships with them. Sometimes they'll even give you additional skills or crafting recipes. If you get to at least 2 hearts, you can enter their room, which I really need to do with Marnie. The town mayor asked me to get back his missing purple shorts, and where are they? On the floor of Marnie's room. They're having an affair. Eventually, you can also start fishing. You can also explore the wilderness and forage for fruits, flowers, and dig for treasure. You can also check the beach for extra items to sell, or you can go mining in the caves, or you can go fight monsters in the cave and try to get to the bottom, or you can, good God, how am I supposed to do all of this in a single day? There's so many things you can do immediately in this game that it's overwhelming. Like, you don't know what to spend your time on because everything seems cool and important. And this is one of Stardew Valley's biggest strengths. I love the fact that everything is available right away. It lets me choose how I want to spend my time each game day. It makes the game feel so much more open when you have complete control. Think about it. Any other AAA release would have tried to make it easy and safe for broad appeal by spreading out different features throughout the course of play. But with every option laid out before you, you'll truly feel like you've had your own experience because you got to decide. It's so much better to have so many things you can't possibly do them all at once than it is to have so little you get bored and move on to something else. Even if farming isn't for you, there's always the mine because, surprisingly, this game has combat. Go to the mines and suddenly you're balls deep in adrenaline pumping action. Okay, the combat isn't exactly deep. It's clear that this wasn't meant to be a main focus, but it is refreshing to have something completely different from farming. Eventually, a cat was found on my farm, and he looks just like my real cat, Aries.
Aries, do something funny. Oh my God, you nailed it.
As the weeks passed, my dinky little farm slowly grew into something worthwhile. I actually have multiple crops growing at once, an apple tree in the center, and 2 chickens named Youngtown and PBG. And every night, I be sure to jam out. Just like Harvest Moon and Animal Crossing, special events happen at certain times of the year. Oh shoot, the flower festival! I completely forgot to talk to people to find a dance partner. Oh jeez, will you dance with me? Oh, will you dance with me? Will anyone dance with me? Nope. No one will dance with me. And thus, I awkwardly stand in the corner while everyone else has a good time and this is a little too close to home. But I've been spending so much time on the farm that I practically neglected making friends with people. More importantly, become friendly enough with some of them, and you'll fall in love and get married. There are a total of 10 bachelors and bachelorettes to choose from, and best of all, you can marry whoever regardless of your gender. Give them gifts and talk to them every day, and their affection levels will rise, and you'll have special scenes at certain levels. When it came to choosing someone to flirt with, I wanted to be super gay and get with one of the dudes. But it turns out, all the guys suck. Maybe I missed something, but none of them are very appealing. I've heard they get better as you get to know them, but screw that! I'm superficial and want them for their hot bodies, not their hopes and dreams. The dudes you can choose from consist of a jock, a nerd with a mustache, an emo kid, a dude who wants to be Fabio, and a Super Saiyan. For the ladies, there's Penny, a school teacher who's all about the kids, so she's out. Haley, the stereotypical popular girl, Leah, an artist, Maru, a scientist, and Abigail. The first girl I tried really hard to get with is Leah, because she looks so much like my actual wife, so it only makes sense. We were getting to know each other and things were going super well, so in the summer, I brought her some ice cream. She didn't like it. She didn't like it! She doesn't like ice cream! How am I supposed to work with this? Well, I'm abandoning that ship, which is fine, because clearly, Abigail is the best girl. Did you see her room? She has a Super Nintendo and a Chrono Trigger poster. You know how I feel about Chrono Trigger. If nothing else, I'm going to try to marry her for her stuff. I brought her gifts as often as possible, including a bunch of valuable gems I got from the mines. And she liked them. Hey, how'd you know I was hungry? This looks delicious.
Oh my god. She's perfect.
The first time I actually hung out with Abigail was in her room, and our first date was playing co-op on a Super Nintendo game, Legend of the Prairie King. The best part is that it's an actual minigame that you can play. There's a couple of these minigames, and there are rewards for completing them, giving yet another fun distraction to do within Stardew Valley. And I helped Abby beat it, to which she commented that I really knew my way around a joystick.
I don't get it.
In all seriousness, I will say that as much as I love the numerous people you can hit on, it is pretty clear that most of them aren't as well written as the others. Hopefully this is something that gets adjusted in the future. I've pretty much showed the meat of the entire game already. Farming, foraging, fighting, fishing, and falling in love. But aside from making fat stacks, you do have actual goals in this game. Early on, you discover a community center. And inside are tiny farming sprites who look like they probably taste like those sugared gumdrops. The center has numerous rooms that need to be repaired, and completing these bundles fixes up the rooms and provides you with bonuses, like using minecarts as a warp point. The bundles require numerous things from your farm, like different crops, fish, or straight up cash money. What do you need so much money for, huh, guy? You in debt again, guy? You wasting it all doing cocaine and Molly again, guy? If there's one thing that makes Stardew Valley so delightful, it's the amount of magic and wonder that's throughout the whole game. There are so many secrets to discover that you begin to realize how much depth is truly in this game. What's inside the secret forest? What happens when I fix this bridge? What happens when I remove this glittering boulder? What's at the bottom of the mines? What are these animal statues? How do I get to the desert? Why are there spooky noises coming out of the sewer? Why do I have a demon chicken?
And yet, it lacks something. Something is missing. Now, I've never made my own mod for a video game before in my entire life, but I learned how to do it just for Stardew Valley. I made my own mod for Stardew Valley for one very important reason.
My farm. It is unsafe. Who knows what dangers lurk when I'm not around? It needs a protector of sorts. Someone who can drive off the most ferocious of beasts. He'll need to come from afar, a farmland long forgotten, and yet his legacy presided. And, thanks to my mod, he returns, leaving behind the turmoiled land of Haven and Hearth. Jum Jum Jr. lives on. Here he will continue his father's legacy and claim the bodies of every fool who enters his domain. Or crows, he's a scarecrow, but the best one ever. And if you want him to guard your farm, you can. I put the mod file available online so that Jum Jum Jr. can be omnipresent and protect us all. This is an actual thing that I did. You're welcome.
My farm has grown even more, by the way. I'm now in my second year of spring, and I still have a lot more room to expand. And I look forward to every single second of it. There's just so much fun and magic and mystery and genuine charm in this game that I can't get enough of it. That's why my final rating for this game is an Abigail out of 10. Abigail eating a rock out of 10. I showed up for the farm, I stayed for the Abbey. Stardew Valley is certainly derivative of other farm life kind of games, and there's nothing wrong with that. It all looks very safe and familiar at first, but you quickly realize there's way more to it than you first thought. It's all relaxing and fun. I had fun watering crops, making my farm look nice, feeding rocks to Abby, fighting monsters, everything. Everything I did, I was having fun. And very few games can make me do that these days. There is so much to this game, it's impressive. Even more so when you consider the fact that the whole game was developed in 4 years by one guy. All the gameplay, the graphics, some of the most relaxing music you've ever heard, just him. And he's still adding to it, constantly refining the gameplay and plans to add multiplayer co-op down the road. All of this for only $15 is a hell of a deal for how much gameplay there is to enjoy here. And nothing is more important than when you find one of the magical star drops to increase your maximum energy. Yes! My mind is filled with thoughts of video games!
Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe. If you want to see more Stardew Valley, I've got a gameplay series of it going on my gameplay channel. Or for another take on the game, please watch my friend Space Hamster's video on it.